Welcome to the Lovecars on the Grid podcast, your global motorsport roundup with me, Tiff Needell, and Paul Woodman.
Except it isn't me and Paul Woodman, because Paul's away on his travels yet again. So he sent me YouTuber Hamilton James and a producer, Nick, behind cameras, and real sound and real cameras. So this is all quite special, actually, Hamilton, me. But normally, of course, we just talk about the motorsport around the world, but it was a bit of a quiet weekend last weekend. But later in the show, we'll go back and look at the IMSA in America, the NASCAR in America, the Supercars in Bathurst, and the Superbikes in Portugal.
Wonderful.
But firstly, it's more about gossip of Formula One this week.
Yes.
So are you a Formula One fan? Have I just been sent a YouTuber that goes, oh, this is lovely because it's got round wheels?
No, I've been a Formula One fan. I think the first time I became a proper Formula One fan was when I saw a Jordan car for the first time. I was very young and I was like, what is this gorgeous yellow thing? And ever since then, I've been a huge Formula One fan. Massive.
Right. Unfortunately, your shirt displays a support for a horribly rich Canadian billionaire with a horribly spoilt son and a rather out-of-date Spanish bloke that always wants to talk about me.
I agree with the fact that the spoilt son.
Yes.
Absolutely. It's the only way he got his seat, wasn't it, really? Yes. But I just have a love for Aston Martin as a whole, so of course I'm going to try and support that brand as best I can. Don't judge me too hard, Tiff. I chose the wrong shirt.
It's a lovely brand. It's a lovely brand, but just in the Formula One world at the moment.
Yes.
Of course, you've got Newey now.
Yeah, I'm expecting big things for next season. I really hope that they really start to pull up through. And
possible.
And it's possible.
Anything's possible next year. Whoever a Brawn thing could turn up. Someone will get the stupid new regulations right.
So true. Absolutely. The one thing that you guys were talking about last week, which I'm really interested about, is the fact that Mohammed Ben Al Salayem, I can never pronounce his surname. Oh, is it? Oh, sorry, I've jumped the gun.
Don't mention Ben. It's another disaster. But do you watch all this Drive and Survive rubbish then? You watch every programme?
I did the first couple of seasons, but I'll tell you why. Because I was always a fan of Formula One, and what Drive to Survive did is it gave me the opportunity to talk about Formula One to people who weren't originally Formula One fans. For example,
I thought the first show was just all about they found a team manager that said the fuck word a lot.
Yeah, well, it was wankers. It was the wankers, wasn't it? Yeah, it was.
And that was the main thing.
Gunther Steiner. Yeah. So, but it was really cool because it gave people that weren't really interested in Formula One a look in a way that they were able to connect to it like it's a reality show.
But with twisted stories that were.
It was dramatised. It was dramatised, yeah, it was, absolutely. But I did enjoy it, and it was good.
You don't watch it anymore?
To be honest with you, at the moment, I just seem to be too busy. I like to watch the race, but even this year, it's been a bit of a snore fest, hasn't it, Formula One, as a bit of a whole? Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but
it's all going wrong, and this new regulations I'm worried about hugely.
I know. Yeah.
So you watch touring cars?
Touring cars again, big love of mine. So I managed to get to 2 races this year. So I did Thruxton, which obviously you are the king of Thruxton.
Yeah, nice
but the one that I really enjoyed was the race that I went to last Sunday, which was at Brands Hatch. And the thing is with Brands is we talk about racetracks. You talked about it last week, where if you're there at the event, you watch the cars go past, and 2 minutes later, you watch them go past again. Brands, if you get to the middle of the track, you see them come past it, you go up round Druids, back round again, they go up through, you actually see a good portion of
But not everyone can get to the middle of the track. So when I was a spectator as a young kid, watching World Sports Cars and everything, we used to arrive at 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. And it was on the exit of Clearways.
Yes.
You mentioned where we am. So then you can see across to South Bank.
Yes.
So you can see them going away to the country and then returning from the country. So that's where we always used to go. Because you say, you see...
There's a
lot
of
these tracks. I was going to Formula One, they're making them too long. 4-minute lap, you're on the fence, you don't see many laps.
No, you don't.
More laps.
Do you reckon there's ever a chance that Formula One could go back to Brands Hatch, or is that... No, it hasn't got the facilities big enough, does it? It'd be great if it did.
It's just the runoffs, the safety that they demand now, which is reasonable to understand, because they're all going too fast around corners and they're stupid aerodynamic. We'll go to that later.
We will.
Ben Salayem.
Yes. Oh. I know, unopposed as well. How is he...
Well, this is the news that's come this week, that it would now appear... Because we're all fed up with Ben, because Ben seems to stand there, tout around, and people keep on getting sacked, and nobody explains why. With 1 million yachts
and everything else.
The funny thing is that I only really found out that Ben doesn't run Formula One because they sold it to Liberty.
That's right.
So all the regulations and the politics are run actually by Liberty.
But that contract ends when Ben's contract now ends.
Another 4 years.
I know.
Yeah,
so 2030.
2030, very interesting.
Definitely.
So also they then the FIA then run the rules for Liberty.
Yeah.
So all they are is an operator, but he prouts around like.
Of course.
But yes, so all of a sudden we had Carlos Sainz Senior was going to challenge him. We all said, great.
I love that.
I know.
Love that.
But then he decided it was all too much work. And then we had this really highly respected American, Tim Mayer.
Yes.
Who was one of the race directors that suddenly got dropped.
Okay.
And no, he didn't know why. Just
No,
been
it just
dropped.
didn't happen. There's a lot
You're
of mafia
dropped.
style
Oh,
going on.
oh.
Well, and there was the young lady as well. I can't remember her name that wanted to.
Well, loads of a list. I haven't got the full list down
No,
here. 'cause I
for
couldn't-
sure.
But you know, so then he came forward. So that's brilliant. He's going to be the man that
Love
kick
it.
better. And a couple of women actually just recently.
That's right.
I can't remember names. Didn't write them all down.
No.
But all of a sudden this week we're told, well,
Unopposed.
by
What?
October. So there's these rules and regulations that in order to apply to be elected, you have to have all sorts, because it's not just motorsport. You have to understand that the FIA it's about
WRC,
300 votes. No, it's also road cars.
Yeah, of course.
Pedestrian safety. So there is a multi-level thing.
Yeah.
And there's about 300 clubs in Africa, Asia, Australasia that all have 1 vote and 2 votes.
Yeah.
And Ben's been making sure they're all happy.
They're all, yeah, of course. Yeah.
So what happened? They also have to have, so if you want to apply before October the 24th, you have to have your list of supporters signed up. And you must have, what was it? They must have 7 vice presidents for sport from around the world.
Right.
And these 7 have to be 2 from Europe and 2 from America. So they have to be from each region.
Region, yes.
Now somehow, apparently there's only one person approved to be a vice president for sport for South
gosh.
America.
Okay.
And it's Bernie's wife.
No, it's not.
It is, Fabiana Eccleston.
Oh my goodness me.
So no one else apparently is qualified to be a vice president for sport of South America.
So Bernie's just trying to get his way back in.
Why,
Is he?
who is Bernie or what? But how can you have an organisation like that?
No.
So if Tim Meyer can't get one person, he's got 6 other vice presidents, but
Okay.
he can't get one from South America.
Africa. Right. Oh, South America, sorry.
South
yeah.
America, he
Right.
can't enter.
Right.
How can that be?
Unbelievable. So it's there's a bit of a mafia vibe with this, isn't there? It seems to be, no, we're going to do it this way again. But do you know, there was murmurs of Ben saying that he wanted to try and bring back V8s and V... Like, what happened with that?
Because he went for the popular vote.
Of course, but it's never going to happen.
Well, no, because he can't change the rules. So literally, he was going to try to get the manufacturers to a meeting
Right.
to say, why don't you tell Liberty you want
We
V8s?
want to do this.
And they wouldn't turn up
So
with
it's
something.
dirty
They
politics. It's
wouldn't turn up.
dirty racing politics.
Going too far. Then the mafia weren't very pleased with using their name with Ben Salem's name. I think allying Ben to the mafia might get you into trouble, actually.
Oh gosh, I
think
better
you
lock
might
my
have
doors.
done.
I better lock my doors tonight.
You should mention
Sorry.
the mafia so liberally.
No, I meant, yes, no, very true.
Also on the Formula 1 front last week, well, it's just funny, I mentioned that I was getting a bit worried about, a bit creepy with all these
women.
cameras.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was, model and Lando's girlfriend.
Yes.
And it's like a zoom into the garage. It's quite a long holding
Yeah.
shot. There's racing going on, by the way.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Now, I know it happens in sort of tennis and other places, we're quite used to it, but that usually happens between the games,
Yes.
because then there's nothing happening on the track or the court, but you pan around celebrities in the grandstands.
Yeah.
But funny, it was always because they banned grid girls.
Yes.
Now, you're a young man, you think that was the correct thing to do.
No,
morally.
not at all. Completely opposite. And again, if I resort back to going to brands, I went with a friend of mine whose wife was a grid girl.
they love doing it.
For
And
British.
that's
They love it.
fantastic.
I walked, and we were having conversation because he knew a lot of them through his wife. We love the attention.
Yeah.
We love the cameras being honest. This is what we're here to do. It's not sexist, and I think it's
just
that
a bit of
woke
glamour.
community coming in and shutting things down.
And then they're zooming in. They're not zooming on brothers.
No,
or
they're not.
uncles.
It's all- no.
How come it's always the only attractive woman they zoom in
So
on?
why don't they zoom in on a woman that is actually supposed to be there and wants to be there and wants a camera on them, i.e. grid girls?
I'd have told my wife to go. I'd tell my brother to go to the motorhome, watch the telly with a nice
Yeah.
glass of wine.
Yeah.
Grand Prix go. Why do they want to stand in the garage
No,
anyway?
No, true, very true.
But funny enough, then 2 days after I'd said it on Lovecars.
Was it Damon Hill then?
Well, Damon first, when I said, am I the only one? Damon supported my tweet saying, no, you're not the only one. So Damon supported. Then Carlos Sainz came out on Tuesday complaining about it as
Yeah.
well. But actually his anger was more the fact that he'd done some brilliant overtakes.
Yes, and it
that
wasn't shown.
Didn't make the cut.
But he also said that he thought it looked a bit creepy,
It is
which
creepy.
again
The
totally
word I
aligns.
use, I know.
Exactly.
So they want a bit of sex and excitement and then don't want grid girls.
I know, ridiculous.
Formula 1, little It's the fact they've now taken over, Liberty have now taken over Moto GP.
Right.
And now these poor bike riders have been dragged out in their leathers into the heat and sun of Indonesia.
Oh, which was really hot, wasn't it?
Yeah, to stand in the sunshine to go through the national anthem and all that stuff they do. I don't know. One other thing, not Formula One yet, the other thing in the news I thought was quite exciting was Kalle Rovanperä.
Oh, yes, yeah.
He said he's quitting
rally to go to Japan. Yeah, I'm really excited because that doesn't happen very often, does it?
No, so there's a kick in the ribs for rally fans.
Yeah.
Because there's always a great debate, isn't it? Who's the best drivers?
Yeah, of course.
Well, of course, if Kalle does well, they're going to rally drivers. What's the rally drivers are best?
Yeah,
of course, if Kalle doesn't succeed, you rally fans are in for trouble.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because he won the championship in 22 and 23. 24 he took a year off. He's obviously got bored with winning rallies.
Of course, he's done it.
Did Porsche Super Cup. I think he drove a Red Bull Formula 1 car at Red Bull Ring. Don't know which vintage one it was. I think it was quite an old one. And now all of a sudden, this year, he came back to the World Rally Championship this year. He's running third in the points. It's the 3 Toyotas. It's Sebastian Ogier looking for his 8th or 7th record. Elfyn Evans second. Rovanperä third, but he doesn't like the new Hankook tyres. He's moaned all year he can't get a feel from the gravel, so he hasn't come back and stormed to another third championship, so he might have been a bit put off.
What were the tyres were they running before?
I think it was Pirelli,
Was it? Okay, that's interesting.
Possibly.
Okay.
Maybe another make. I don't know all my facts.
No, that's all right, don't worry.
So I think that's fantastic. I think it's really interesting to see. Toyota are backing it.
Yeah.
Because could Toyota be in Formula 1? They've been linked with 1 or 2 teams, but I can't. I'm sure just as sort of background technical support.
So not like engines or anything significant like that? Not yet. So it might be something to come then, we think.
So he's going off to the Super Formula series in Japan.
So that's single-seaters, and what would that...
Second fastest Formula 1 cars.
Is it?
They're that quick.
Okay, that's a big deal.
It is. So he's really jumping in the deep end. In Formula 1. So that was all. Got any other gossip you've read in Formula 1?
Well, the one thing that I'm quite interested about is the fact that obviously we saw George Russell. He put that amazing effort in on qualifying.
Gorgeous George. I call him.
George. And then obviously Toto didn't seem to react whatsoever. George is still unsure where his contract's going to go. Is he going to get 1 year? Is it going to be plus? No. Are they just teaming up to try and snatch Max? Is that what's going on there?
I think so.
I think it must be. And poor George, even he said at the end of the race, he said, it's been a bit of a strange weekend. Did you know what? It was. I feel sorry for the guy, quite frankly.
Kimmy's not doing that well. But he came back a bit in...
yeah, a little bit. Obviously...
Singapore, but he finished about 30 seconds behind, I think, when he was there.
He was there. But the thing is with this now season of Formula 1, we've got a really interesting thing happen. We've had Max. Now it's going to be between Lando and Piastri, because...
of course you support Lando.
Why does everyone hate Lando all of a sudden?
You support Lando?
I do. Why does everyone hate him all of a sudden? He got booed on the podium whenever it was.
No, that was due to something else, which I've forgotten. Oh, the overtaking manoeuvre.
Was that what it was? But
there was a boo. A politician came on a stage as well.
Was it?
I read somewhere that it was a bit of a...
It seemed unfair, but I do think that McLaren now have got their work cut out for them, because they've got 2 drivers that are potentially going to win the World Championship for the first time. Piastri's 330
odd
points.
Never get a chance again. Like Jenson Button, years and years nowhere.
I know.
And he wins the title.
Then
he's nowhere again.
How are they going to manage those 2 drivers? Because there's only about 14 points separate.
From now on. Just
let them do it.
Because they can't lose the constructors now.
No, they've got that. That's in the bag. Hence why Zach Brown got his big salary bump, didn't he? Which was announced this week. I think 38 million or something along those lines. But good for him.
Zach's son's coming racing. Thruxton Instructors was coming down to do his tests.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Apparently.
Okay, I didn't know that at all.
So yes, but obviously, I think Oscar might be the favourite because he's not so cool and calm now. He's been a bit rattled, hasn't he?
And I really love Lando, I'm glad to hear that you do as well, because he's a local boy as well. I think he was Bristol.
Well, also he's British, but I get accused of being British bias. But then also,
should we not be?
I'm anti-Australian because we're always their biggest enemy in cricket.
Yeah,
they are Australia in sport.
That's
Australia
head to head.
Exactly.
Let's go.
So sorry, Oscar. I know you're very talented, but. Lando. We're a Lando.
We are Lando fans, of course we are.
So last week, Porsche pulled out of
WEC.
Yeah,
but they haven't pulled out fully because they're still going to do their GT3 style cars, aren't they?
The IMSA.
Yes.
963 and the GT. But I don't think they can enter Le Mans. There's a bit of a problem here because the 12 manufacturers get 2 cars at Le Mans if you do the whole year.
Okay.
But the only GT cars allowed in
Yeah.
are ones that are allied
To the
12
LMP
manufacturers.
Right. Okay.
So I'm not sure where the
Where they're
GT
gonna
thing.
Well, can we dive
come
into that a bit deeper as well, Tiff? Are they say that they're shifting their focus to Formula E, which I think is rubbish.
Of course,
because
it's good.
Porsche have
He's doing well.
reversed.
He's doing well so
Well,
far.
Porsche, because I know road cars a lot more than I know motorsport, but Porsche have just axed the electric Cayman and the electric Boxster, which they put a load of
Well, they're
development
in money
into.
trouble. That's why they pulled out WC. There's a lot of financial
That's
trouble
true.
for Porsche.
So
and
for them to say that they're shifting resources to Formula E, I don't think is correct. I think they are still looking at potentially something in future at Formula One. What do you think?
don't know. I think they're in financial trouble.
Do you?
Interesting. They're just breathing in.
It's just sunking in a little
They
bit.
may have Formula One dreams, but
Sure.
just for the moment,
Not their
I think-
dreams.
I think
Yeah.
they're waiting for this legislation.
Well, they've lost a fortune reversing on that Cayman and Boxster, but I'm so happy about it. It's a great thing. I'm really.
Would you
pleased
want to be a
about it.
car manufacturer? Who's the Ford boss? God, I forgot his name now.
Oh, I can't remember.
He was at Goodwood. He played the cricket and stuff. Anyway, he was talking about, because he's big CEO of Europe and America. I think he might be CEO of America completely. Sorry, I've forgotten. They're now, his whole work is planning the models for 2035.
After the regulation change.
Well,
then,
just in general.
Just in general.
That's how
Right.
far ahead a
My
car
gosh.
manufacturer.
has to plan.
Nobody knows what
Who knows?
Who's going to drop off the rules.
No.
Anyway, so Porsche, the Penske Porsches will still be racing in
Racing,
America.
yeah.
So that's good. Have you been to Le Mans yet?
No, I haven't. I've always wanted to go. No, I haven't yet, Tiff.
Right, YouTuber film, Caterham 7, camping in the campsite
Yeah.
with the lads,
Yeah.
making pyramids of empty beer bottles,
Yeah.
tent that leaks.
Yep.
You're going next year.
All right, I'll do it. 100%. Let's do it.
Get your Caterham, go off and join the car. Other car clubs are available.
Are available. I don't have to do catering.
Yeah, but I think you should.
I should do.
Because if it rains, you'll get wet.
I get
in your
all of the
car.
experience.
Exactly.
All right then. Can I do it in an Atom?
Atom, yes, if you really want to.
I'd really like to do that.
I'm not sure there's an Atom club though. Because nobody wants to see an Atom there.
No.
Of course, so going to the racing, that actually leads us into the racing around the world because Porsche actually clinched the IMSA title.
They did.
Road Atlanta last weekend.
Yep.
The Petit Le Mans, it's called, the 10-hour race around this most magnificent circuit, as all the flipping circuits. I mean, IMSA, they do about, I think they do about 10 rounds of great circuits. World Endurance Championship does about 8 rounds, including 2 that begins the season in a desert and ends the season in a desert, with only camels watching it.
Okay.
And I despair. They don't go to Silverstone.
No.
They're dropping other traditional tracks because they go where someone pays them a lot of
Oh,
money
of course.
to
Right.
go.
Yes. Okay. I won't say the M word again.
And the people that pay a lot of money like to buy the first round of a championship
And the last.
and the last
Of course they do.
And guess where the world go to the desert?
I
and the
won't
desert.
even like to guess. Yep.
Whereas
Absolutely.
IMSA, same sort of cars.
Yeah.
You've got the Sebring 12 hours, the Daytona 24
Yes.
hours, Road Atlanta, Road America.
Road
wonderful
Atlanta's a
track.
great track. Yeah. Absolutely.
So anyway, I mean, just to show you how good IMSA is, they had 4 classes because they still run LMP2s.
Okay.
So there was 12 GTPs, they call the hypercars. So that's all the Cadillacs and
Yeah.
Porsches and stuff. Then they have 12 LMP2s, 10 GTD Pros and 19 GTDs for amateurs. So it's 53 cars. So there's always chaos. Lapping back markers is the skill of scything through the pack in your hypercar.
Is there still gentleman drivers in that series?
Yeah, in the GTD, very
You can
much
just
so.
buy a seat,
Yeah.
can't you? So you can get some rookies in there.
Some
that-
real,
lot of
non-mirror
money.
watches. Yes,
Yeah.
a lot of chaos. So
Of course.
there were something like 5 full-course safety cars, and the way sports cars and IMSA run now, they have to put them all back into order.
Okay.
In all the 4 classes, it takes about 20 minutes every time there's a full-course safety. It is a bit long. They brought that into Le Mans, which drives me mad.
Sure.
Anyway, Cadillac won the race, and I like it. All these drivers that should have maybe been in Grand Prix racing,
Yep.
and end up earning good money.
Yep.
Jack Aitken, British driver, he was part of the winning team. Kiwi Earl Bamber and the Dane Frederick Vesti, he was almost in Formula One. So they won it for Cadillac.
Nice.
Aston Martin Valkyrie in a second, its best run in world or. Yes.
Martin,
Now
okay.
Valkyrie,
That's it.
Sorry, yeah, forget Formula. It doesn't say Formula One.
No, it doesn't. It actually says
Oh, it's a
DB.
nice
It
shirt.
says DB9R on the back actually.
Yeah, no,
so
that's not racing. No, they're not racing those.
no, it's a long time.
The Briton Ross Gunn was part of the team that came second.
Great.
And the Penske Porsche got 3rd place to clinch their manufacturers and the driver's title for Aussie Matt Campbell and the Frenchman Mathieu Jaminet. They did have the Belgian Laurent Vantour was in the team for winning the Petit, but he doesn't do all the rounds.
He doesn't. Oh, so,
Sometimes only
right.
2 drivers.
Okay.
So the crown went to Campbell and Jaminet. One little thing, last thing, there's Roman Grosjean finished 4th. The Lamborghini, which had his last run, they're pulling out.
Oh
the
no.
Porsche already but yeah, Lamborghini have pulled
No.
out.
So what were they running then? They Hurricanes?
Hypercar.
Versions of a
I don't know
Hurricane.
what they called it.
Okay.
No, the Hypercar, the full
Oh, I see. Yes, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Hypercar thing.
Hypercar thing. Yeah.
I don't know. They gave it a medal. I don't know. They gave it a model number, but they probably did give it a model number.
No, because of course, if it's racing against Valkyries, then it would be a version of of course.
Yes, or GTP. So that was that. Staying in USA, NASCAR. You follow NASCAR at all?
Do you know what? This is the one thing that I wanted to try and do research on. I thought, do you know what? I've never followed NASCAR. I'm not going to pretend like I know about NASCAR. So for this, I'm eager to listen.
Well, I try very hard to promote it every week.
Of course.
I don't want anybody listens to me because you've got to pay for it, obviously.
Yes.
And it's on. No, I forget which one it's
Is it on Sky?
No.
No.
What are the other channels?
Oh, I have no idea.
I forget all the names. But it costs about £12 a month, I think, because I subscribe.
Yeah.
And but you get a race every week.
Yeah.
So it's like £3 a race.
Yeah.
So you had a pint of beer.
Yeah.
That's your £3 gone.
Yeah, and it's good entertainment.
And it's good. Well, sometimes it can be boring.
Okay.
It's not always exciting. I do point that out to people.
They do the ovals, but they also do in-track.
road courses.
They do
Yeah,
road
road
courses.
courses.
And these are cars that are only really designed to go left, and all of a sudden they're doing road courses.
And you have to follow a name. You have to pick up on something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
football, you get more excited. We follow Larson, the Carl Larson.
Okay.
The 5. In fact, there's a story about that because, oh gosh, his name's gone. Montoya went to NASCAR with the number 42. So we started following NASCAR, me and my son Harry, who's the biggest motorsport fan. And then he quit and went somewhere else. And so Carl Larson took the 42 place.
Okay.
So that's why we follow Larson. But he's the best driver as well.
Okay, cool. Because we had the really famous NASCAR driver from back in the day was Petty, and then his son
Richard
started.
Petty, he wasn't as good.
He wasn't as good. But then you've also got the young boy, I think his name's Frankie Muntz, and he used to be an actor for a TV show called Frankie in the Middle, or Malcolm in the Middle, sorry.
It's a YouTuber story.
And then he's now gone into NASCAR, which is quite exciting. So I have seen that.
YouTubers obsessed with celebrity drivers.
No, not at all.
Who he's talking about?
Not at
Never
all.
heard of him. Never heard of him. Anyway, NASCAR it has this playoff, which is quite controversial. People sometimes don't. They do have a points champion anyway, because they do about 34 rounds or something.
That's quite a lot.
I know. So the last 12 races are the playoffs.
Right.
So it starts with 24 drivers that qualify for the playoffs, and then it gets cut to 12, then it gets cut to 8.
Yeah.
Then it
It's
gets
quite
cut
an exciting
to 4.
way to do it.
It is.
Actually.
I love
It's
it.
really good.
And the tension of the stories, because if you win there's 3 races for each cut. If you win one of those 3, you're automatically through to the next round.
Yeah.
So you've jumped from the 8 into the 4. But also the ones getting kicked off on the bubble, they can be dicing over 23rd place and 22nd place. And every time you overtake someone, so you're 3 points from being out and 3 points staying in.
Staying in, yeah.
But if the one staying in loses 1 place, he's only 2 points.
Yeah, 2 points, yeah.
And then literally the last round, it was going, I'm ahead of you by 1 point.
Brilliant.
So there's other stories.
Yeah,
The
I like
playoffs,
that. Maybe they should do a Drive to Survive for NASCAR.
That would be, I think they are now.
Are they?
Everyone's got
Following suit.
Yeah, I think.
No, they've seen all the money can be made.
Anyway, in Las Vegas last weekend, we're down to the first of the 3 rounds that cuts it from 8 down to the final 4.
Okay,
And
exciting.
the final 4, it's whoever leads home in that one race is the champion.
Okay, cool.
So the 8 went out, and it was a boring race. Sometimes Las Vegas, I tell people again, it's not always exciting. Some tracks, 1.5 mile, it's too open. It's just very single file. It isn't the most exciting. And for 2/3 of the race, there was nothing happening. And this does happen, which is why I always watch it times 30 on the schedule.
Oh, I see. Just scrub through it.
Don't watch it for a couple of hours. Then get a cup of coffee about 10 p.m. Go up and start fast
You did
forward.
that. Was it last week when you went Formula 1, did watch the start, then went to BTCC, then went to of course. So that's the way to do it.
Motorbikes. Watch a bit of one.
Of course.
So the only excitement about 2/3 of the race is one of the 8 trying to go through. Where's his name? Found his name now. I'll catch up when I catch up with notes. Ryan Blaney had a tyre blow. This happens again. This is amazing. Before the one this happened, they'd all be refusing to drive the cars like they did about 10 years ago when the Pirelli started exploding.
Yes.
So of course, if you run a bit more camber, you wear out the
outside edge,
and you get a puncture and you hit the wall.
Yeah.
But they accept this. So they risk running more camber
just to get that bit of speed. Yeah, of course.
So then Blaney's tyre went. So he's one of the 8.
Okay.
So he's hit the walls. He's out of the race. So he's now right at the bottom of the points. So he's a bit iffy to get through to the final 4.
Okay.
And then at the beginning of the song, with only about 20 or 30 or 50 laps to go, Alex Bowman, another one of the 8, one of the highly fancied runners, ran into the back of Ty Dillon, who's been in a bit of controversy half the year. He seems to knock in people a lot. He's useless.
Okay.
He's useless.
Right, okay.
Sorry, Ty.
Yeah.
You're just down there.
Yeah.
He was slowing to go to the pits. Now, apparently, according to the commentators, you're supposed to tell your spotter, if you see anyone following you, you should say, our boy's pitting, beware.
Let them know, right.
Yeah. But he didn't stay close to the white line to enter the pits. And so he just suddenly slowed. And
screw the guy back up behind him.
Well, Bowman came round flat out.
Oh, gosh.
Didn't know he was going to the pits because he was going up the hill. He wasn't actually. He was trying to better.
Oh, of course, the pit's on the inside of the track, obviously.
Yeah,
so,
on the left. Yeah, so he should have stayed left.
Yeah.
But Dylan started wandering a bit to the right. So he must have. Is he staying out? Was he going in?
Going in, yeah.
And he just slammed.
Oh
over.
gosh, he
Huge
did.
shot.
Tiff, on the NASCAR thing, there was a clip that this is the YouTuber side of me coming out now. There was a clip of maybe a year or two ago of a NASCAR driver. He was probably 5th or 6th, and it was the final corner coming up to the checkered flag. And he goes, "I'm not going to stop until I see God or the checkered flag," and just carried himself round the wall.
Oh no, that was yes. We talked about that last week. Funny, he appeared in last week's show because that was, of course, was the one car. Oh no, here we go.
There we go.
Why do I always start? Paul does this to me.
Sorry.
Gives me a story.
I'm sorry.
I can't remember. He's the melon man.
Yes.
So I know he's the melon man, and now my aged brain loses names.
But could you imagine something like that?
That was in the playoffs.
Was it?
So he did that.
He was to stay
he had
in.
to gain the 3 spots.
To get in.
Gain 3 spots to gain 3 points.
No way.
So he just stayed full throttle.
I love that. Imagine if that happened in Formula 1 or something, so it would just be bad.
He went out in the 12 to 8, the last round of the 12 cut to 8, which was on a road course.
Okay.
On the Charlotte Roval. And so he had to gain one more place, but he was failing down. He had tyres were knackered and everything else, and Denny Hamlin was ahead of him. So he just, on the last chicane, he just completely outbraked himself and slammed into Hamlin to try and knock him out of the way to gain one. And they both spun through 180 degrees. And the melon man, his name will come back to my tiny brain soon, just slammed it into reverse and reversed across the line.
No way.
But as he did that, 2 more people
went past him.
So he didn't make it through.
But you know what? Commitment to the melon man.
Yep, the melon man. NASCAR. Paul normally, while I'm talking now, gets on his phone to find names for me.
Oh, I see. But my phone's recording us, so I can't do that unless you guys can't see.
Oh, what's his name? Dear
it will come to us.
So anyway, Kyle Larson dominated the race. Cruising, pulled out. He was going to win. Las Vegas, he was going to guarantee through the last 4. But first was this crash with... who I've just said, Bowman, and then there was another restart crash. So then they have to pit for tyres, or do I pit for tyres? Do I put 2-hour tyres on? So 2 of the leading runners only put 2 tyres on for the last 15-lap run.
Okay.
So you stop, because the pit stops are like 12 seconds or 8 seconds.
Right,
so
they're quite long.
No,
it's quite long.
And they're wonderful to watch. So someone runs around with a trolley jack, and
Love it.
so you can see the pit stop going.
Yeah, not just blink and then it's gone. Yeah.
So he had to get past those 2. By that, Denny Hamlin was catching him up in the last lap. And Hamlin had 4 tyres. They got past it. Anyway, Hamlin won. Hamlin's Toyota suddenly took off and he beat Larson to the line.
Wonderful.
And he was all in tears. He's a bit of a dirty den, Hamlin.
Okay.
He's not one of my favourites because he's pushed Larson off a couple of times. He pushes people off. He's dirty den.
All right.
But he's one of the most successful NASCAR drivers. He's 44 years old now.
Wow.
Apparently his dad was a bit ill. He's all in tears when he won this race yesterday because he's guaranteed going through to the final 4, and he's never won the championship.
Oh, cool.
He's
and
like,
how long
he's
has
a
he
bit
been
like
in
a
NASCAR?
Sterling Moss. Well, he's the most winningest driver that's never
won a
championship. So he's through. Larson is leading on points. And funny enough, the Toyotas have been really quick in these playoffs. So the 3 Toyota teammates are 1st, 3rd and 4th. They're going through at the moment.
Okay.
While the 2, the Chevy and the Ford that crashed, and another Ford and another Chevy are in the 4 bottom.
Yeah.
But if they win one of the next 2 races, they jump over people that haven't won. So there's still a win and get through.
This is quite unique, the way that they structure this in NASCAR. I don't think there's any other motorsport that does it like this.
Superbikes in England tried it.
Did they?
A few years ago.
Did it not work? Because it sounds like it should work really well.
Well, I think if you've got English fans, very fussy fans,
Yeah.
'cause it's not pure motorsport anymore.
Yeah, whereas the Americans probably all drunk by halfway through.
Yes, quite possible.
We've all seen the clips of NASCAR. We've all seen it.
Anyway, I love it. The next round is Talladega.
Oh,
and
yes.
literally anyone can free. Catherine Legg, the British driver, she was in the... I'm not sure where she finished. She's at the back, but she's trying to get into NASCAR. Great first. She's one of the best female drivers. Nobody mentioned Catherine Legg.
Right.
She won the equivalent of Formula 2 in America.
Cool.
Not races, not a championship. Did IndyCar for several years.
IndyCar, anyone that does IndyCar, they've got my respect, quite
So
frankly.
Catherine, she's trying to do NASCAR. She's about 44 now. I mean, she's just trying to do something that's offering. But anyway, she's there. She can win Talladega. Because these huge crashes they have. It's a bit,
Yeah.
they go around at 200 miles an hour. For like,
To the wall, like
Yep.
here, literally
sit
here.
there for about an hour and a half, 2
Yeah.
hours, just playing chess.
Yeah, literally.
I'm 1 mile an hour faster
than you. I've got a little bit less fuel than you
But then
do.
you'll get a little push behind you. You'll
Yeah.
go, I'll go back past you again.
Yeah, backwards.
I love watching, but you need to be times 30. It can be a bit boring.
Of course.
But with this playoffs, I think it's brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
So not the most exciting race, but the end was quite exciting just because the three of them were going for the finish. But it's a bit like a lot of NASCAR races. But the race of the weekend,
Okay.
Bathurst.
Oh, Bathurst.
You haven't watched it yet.
Sorry?
Everyone has to go to their YouTube after this,
Yeah.
and go and look at Bathurst, 1000Ks last weekend. There's a 1 hour highlights. You can ziz through that if you want. Brilliant, because this is their blue ribbon event for the Supercar Championship. So it's a one driver wins the championship most of the races, but they have these at least two races where you have to get a co-driver in because they're longer races, so it's more interesting.
Right.
But anyway, it started dry and then it rained and then there was just chaos. There was pushing, there was shoving, there was people crashing. And it was just the last 15 laps, if you watch that live, it's just the most brilliant racing.
Brilliant.
And this is why I love racing.
Yeah,
this is what I tried to promote on this channel. I tried to point to championships.
Yes. Yeah.
We'll come to World Superbikes later, which is as boring as everything at the moment. But there's British Superbikes and brilliant racing.
Brilliant racing. That's why I transited to British
But
touring
don't
car.
promise that every race is going to be exciting.
No.
That's where people
Well,
are
it never
wrong.
is.
Yeah, but Formula One is, isn't it? Every Formula One race is brilliant. So anyway, also there's this Shane Van Gisbergen, who's moved into NASCAR.
Yes.
And who won the last 5 road course races.
Brilliant. That's fantastic.
Well, he is incredibly talented. Now I think he's finished in the top 10 in the oval. He can't do the ovals
Right.
yet.
But that's quite
actually takes
alien,
years.
isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a lot to learn,
Anyway,
isn't it?
I think he finished 8th last week, which I think is his best oval result.
Really cool.
So Van Gizzy's coming. But one of his one of his heroes, Matt Payne, was in the winning. Kiwi won this Bathurst race from 18th on the grid. Again, so you can overtake.
Yeah.
And these are what I don't know, belittle BTCC.
So he went from 18th to first.
Yeah.
What a fantastic.
With his
result.
veteran co-driver Garth Tanda, who had his 6th win. But I do think this is what touring cars should be like. I know
Yes.
BTCC.
No, do you know,
this is the only trouble with BTCC.
I'm going to
little
say
shopping
this.
trolleys.
I'm going to say this. BTCC used to be cool because you'd have Volvos, you'd have
no.
Now every single car, bar the BMWs, look exactly the same.
know.
And when I was at both races, Thruxton and Brands Hatch, I was more interested watching the GT3 Cup Porsches because they sound better, they're faster, they're more exciting, and also the Caymans. Have you seen the Caymans?
Yes, Cayman Racing.
Brilliant, brilliant racing.
Paul will now say, and Caterhams. Paul would now
Oh,
quickly say-
Caterhams.
And don't forget Caterhams.
And don't forget Caterhams.
Caterhams.
No, we love Caterhams.
Yeah, Caterhams. Very exciting racing. So anyway, this race was boiling up because it was James Golding. No, who was leading? Cooper Murray was leading. There was 3 of them. Murray was leading from James Golding with Matt Payne. Okay. And just the 3 of them, obviously coming up the inside, nudging the back. Just so exciting. Yeah. But eventually, it's about 3 laps to go, I think. James Golding went for a move on leader Cooper Murray, and I thought it was on turn 2, and he got his nose in, and he spun it. We didn't go a spin, so he knocked him out of the lead.
Okay.
Max Verstappen would now quickly come in. Well, the exact
Racing
rule
driver
is I had my nose 1 millimetre.
I went
in
for the
front.
gap. Yep.
And I thought it was a bit the bloke shut the door too late.
I know what you'd say. Track limits.
there aren't any Bathurst.
No, I
there's
suppose
just
there
rules.
isn't. That's true.
So anyway, they penalised him 5 seconds because
Yeah.
he took the lead. He pushed this guy back to about 5th place.
Okay.
So, but he got a 5-second penalty. So then Matt Payne just followed him to the end. Yeah. And but Murray actually recovered to 4th, even with the penalty. But it was a win for Ford with 6 Camaros. Big Camaro versus big Ford versus Chevrolet.
Yeah, that's the big rivalry.
In fact, the
isn't it?
Fords had qualified in top 6. So all the Fords were quickest in quali.
Right.
But this little one Ford got through from 18th to win.
Wicked.
But just the racing that went on.
Yeah.
Absolutely fabulous. A lovely track. The trouble is sometimes with these tracks is that there isn't enough overtaking again. I talk about the Nürburgring. You know, you'd all love to drive round it.
Yeah.
But if you watch GT race round there,
There's not much.
When touring cars did it, world touring cars, and they'd 4 laps or something.
Yeah.
And they literally, you just follow the whole lap because there's nowhere to overtake.
No.
Until the Great Big Long Straight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Or maybe
I always point out who's the circuit designer we all hate as well. So rich. designed all the Formula 1 circuits.
Oh, I don't know.
No, anyway, him. We all know him. Like that Melon Man, we'll know his name.
Yeah, the Melon Man.
He actually grew up racing around the Nürburgring.
Did he?
And I always laugh at all his designs tend to be
Little
lots
corners,
of corners,
lots
with
of
one
corners.
great big long straight.
Of course.
Too many corners.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, it's too many corners always. And of course, once you're up the hill and mountain, which is spectacular to drive on your own.
Yes.
So that's for all drivers that I love Bathurst, or I love Suzuka.
Yeah, Suzuka.
And I raced a lot at Suzuka.
Did you?
But there's nowhere to overtake.
No.
So you love driving it on your own
Yeah.
because there's so much a challenge of varying length, but nowhere to flip him well overtake. And Bathurst is a bit like that.
With this conversation though, like the one that sticks out as far as the F1 grids is a track that there's nowhere to overtake, and it should come into this conversation, but for some reason it doesn't. It's Monaco.
We allow
but we
that.
allow it, don't we?
You can have one race.
Yes,
that we all know is
and
a
it's Monaco.
stupid race.
Yeah, but we love it.
Been there since 1923 or
Yes,
something,
yeah.
so we love it. So
We love it.
But don't build more Monacos.
No, we don't want more Monacos. We only
Well,
need
but
one.
Madrid are building one. Madrid are building another Monaco.
Which is going to be next year, isn't
and it's
it?
all signed off.
I know.
Given a 5-year contract.
I know, I can't believe it.
There'll be no overtaking.
No, I know.
Actually, one overtake I must mention, when you watch this Bathurst,
Yes.
about 15 laps to the end, the guy that eventually won, Matt Payne, went to overtake whoever it was leading. There's a kink. The trouble with the Bathurst where you can't overtake, this huge long straight, Conrod Straight.
Okay.
But just before the braking zone,
Yeah.
there's a kink right, which is single file, really.
Right.
And of course, you haven't got enough momentum to get past before the kink.
Yeah.
So you almost never have to back out before the kink.
Okay.
And then you're too far behind to overtake into the
And you're in the
chicane.
braking zone then,
You're in the
yes.
braking zone then.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating almost, the one obvious, more logical place. Anyway, this boy that won it in the end, Payne, went round the outside of them for the lead, and in the wet, they were both flat out, 100 hard, and he got two wheels on the grass and caught it. Then he had to shoot straight on at the chicane because he couldn't slow down.
Oh, so we had to get obviously
A most amazing dramatic moment. So, and then we do move our final look around the world of motorsport, which is what we mainly do,
of course,
all week. This is the idea. The World Superbike Championship, which for the last 10 rounds has been the most boring championship in the world, because every round it's the same top three. It's normally recently top bracket. So the first rounds, Nicola Bulliger was winning with Ducatis, and he pulled quite a big championship lead. But in top bracket, Razgatlioglu. Did you learn that word before you came here?
I tried, failed.
Razgatlioglu. He started winning, and then he's got ahead. He's well ahead of Bulliger now.
Okay.
So it's always usually top rank wins 3, Bulliger's second in 3, and Bulliger's teammate Bautista is third in 3.
Okay.
And they're all 5 seconds apart, and there's no race.
And Bulliger's Ducati.
They're both, and Bautista Ducati.
They're both
Ducati.
Ducati. Okay.
But top rank is BMW.
Okay. Yeah.
Reigning champion.
Yeah.
Going Superbikes next, going Moto GP next year with Honda. So he's finally leaving because he's dominated this.
He's done his bit with BMW.
Anyway. He had only had 2 wins, but Bulliger managed to beat him in the third race, which just kept the championship alive for one round mathematically.
Yeah.
I think Top Rank has to finish 6th in one race or something. He's done it. But they're just so far apart and so done.
Yeah. And
the trouble is science, you see. This is what the problem with Formula 1 is, and this is the problem with World Superbikes. They have electronic assistance and aids and anti-loose things, whereas the British Superbikes
they don't.
Are raw.
They go for it.
So a rider
that's the traction control.
Outride a bad bike, you know. Whatever bike, I mean, it's mainly, Yamaha's in the front of British Superbikes.
Of course.
And the British boys that go and get a chance to World Superbikes, they can't ride the things.
No.
And they all look embarrassed. They're sort of mid.
Because they rely too much on all of the aids. Is that why?
No, they don't get used to the aids.
They don't get used to the aids.
They have no aids.
Oh, I see. Yes,
Brits have got no aids.
No aids, yeah. And they can't get used to having aids.
No.
I see what you
Because
mean.
the way you ride the bike isn't the natural way you ride it. You have to ride it with the knowledge of what the bike's going to do to help you.
Yes.
So it's like me, and so I'll let the bike do this bit.
Sim compatico, you're in it.
Yeah, well, you can't just...
No, for sure.
And it doesn't create good racing.
No.
Too much science, like Formula 1. Yeah. Too much science.
Yes.
You can't race because the engineers are doing the racing for the driver or the rider.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the racing happens when they start discussing where the DRS zones should be. That's when the racing. That's when the racing's created. I'm sorry, I wasn't going to bring it up. I wasn't going to.
The trouble is, I've got used to DRS.
Okay.
Because I've told my little tiny brain to tell my brain, that it just replaces slipstream.
Okay.
So in Formula Ford racing, or of course Caterhams, Paul, yes,
Caterhams.
and Caterhams.
We're going to do Caterhams. Yep, absolutely.
You have a natural slipstream, so you get lots of overtaking.
Of course.
And we love it. So we love Formula Fords and Caterhams.
And
But because all the area of a modern Formula 1 car takes away slipstream, there isn't any natural slipstream.
No.
So I'm just saying, all DRS does is bring slipstream back to you.
Yeah.
So it's not artificial. I tell my brain.
Okay, but all right. I'll try.
The trouble is, it's the length of the DRS zone that they have changed it. They move it by 100 yards occasionally because one year, they overtake too easily.
Yeah, so then they shorten it, and then there's no overtaking
and then it's
again.
not long enough.
Exactly.
So they have tinkered with it slightly, but even so, we don't like it. But next year, no, I don't know about next year.
Do you know what? Let's tell our little brains that there's a chance it could be great. Let's pretend it's going to be great.
No chance. So when you go onto the straights, the front and rear wings will both go down.
Okay.
Because you can't. The trouble was with 50% electric, 50%
throttle,
fuel. Artificial. Not petrol. I'm trying to get the word.
No. Yes.
But when it's flat out down the straight, if it's a long straight, the 50 of your battery might go to nothing. And then all of a sudden, you've only got 50% of power.
Yeah.
So the cars would...
It's like hitting a brick wall.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then they decided, well, okay, they were on the straights would put active aero, reduce the drag, so they'll go really quick, less resistance, won't need all the power to get to the end of the straight.
Yeah.
So that's the aero moving. So they haven't got any extra DRS capability.
No.
So they seem to think overtaking is going to be happening. The driver's going to have to do a lot more work. So apparently this means you've got to press more and more buttons, and you've got to...
More science.
You've got to pick, well, okay, I'm going to fully charge my battery before turn 3, whereas he's going to use his battery, and then I'll have more battery on the straight to just drive past it.
Do you not think
we could get people just driving past?
Yeah, but do you not think we should just be allowed? They should be allowed to go full tilt at any point they deem, relevant to do so. But it's a shame. It's a shame.
There's one story that if you're coming out of the hairpin, the Lowe's hairpin, it was called Lowe's. It changes its name every hotel hairpin at Monaco. Anyway.
Oh, in Monaco, right? I'm with you. Yes, of course.
Around a very tight hairpin.
You're talking about the casino, the hotel.
No, that's the right run down the hill, turn right massively, and then the next really tight.
I'm with you.
In front of the hotel.
I'm with you.
Which changes its name.
Yes.
So it changes the corner name.
Yeah.
Used to be the station hairpin, by the way.
Right. Okay.
You wouldn't understand that. Children don't understand station hairpin.
Okay. Station hairpin. That's what we're going to call it.
The amount of power you need to go round a hairpin is quite low.
Okay.
So you're able to use just battery.
Okay.
Is enough. You're 50% of your total.
That's all you need.
Yeah, 500 horsepower is enough to go around the hairpin.
Yeah.
That apparently the engine will suddenly, as you're braking for the hairpin, go to full revs.
Right.
To charge the battery. Yeah. You'll go round the hairpin with the say, "Wah!"
Yeah, literally redlining.
Apparently,
really?
There's one rumour of how weird and odd it's going to be. So
Monaco's always feel like it's getting more and more outdated, but it's staying. It's always going to stay, isn't it?
Has to stay. I get a job there entertaining the rich on yachts. So
do you?
Stay. Yes.
Oh, brilliant! That sounds right.
No, what's
Yeah, okay. Like that. Obviously, it was one of Ben's yachts because all of the yachts at Monaco are Ben's.
Telly for 30 years if we get jobs like that.
Okay.
Not YouTube.
No, that's
for a couple
okay.
of weeks.
That's all right. I'm thrilled to be sat next to you. To be honest, I'm happy with that.
Anyway, so coming up this weekend. Yeah. Looking ahead.
Got the sprint race this weekend.
Now, that was my next question. So we got the Dakota, good track, except now here we go.
Okay.
Circuit design. Yeah. So all the drivers love turns 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at Dakota.
Right.
Respect them. Wow.
Yeah, lots going on.
But what can't you do through turns 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? No. You can't follow close.
Oh, yes. And so when you get to the last corner, you can't overtake on the straight.
So you're coming down the hill.
Of course.
To the hairpin.
Yeah.
But you're now 0.6
too far
behind.
Too far away.
So you've got DRS for the long straight.
Yeah, but you can't. It's not relevant.
And it catches you up.
Yeah, but then you're back again. Yeah.
Unless you've got better tyres. Something with the tyre.
Yeah. What about fuel level? Does that come into it?
Yeah. But again, the same the other DRS in front of the pit straight. Because then they go through turns 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Yeah.
Then they start the finish straight.
They're too far away.
Too far away. Yeah. Because you can't follow.
Of course.
You can't follow. Anyway, do you like sprint races?
I do like sprint races. Yeah, I do. I think they tend to give a bit more better racing, don't they?
What about racing? I like it because Friday, you have qualifying.
Yes.
Saturday, you have a sprint race.
Sunday, you
have a Grand Prix.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas Friday, I think they're dull. FP1, FP2. Who's excited about
No, you're right. It is a Saturday, Sunday thing. But we have got two good tracks because we've got Texas. And then the last race is Mexico, I think, isn't it?
Texas?
Is it Texas? No. Is it Austin, Texas, the next race? No.
No, that is it. COTA.
Yeah, COTA. Yes, of course. Yeah.
YouTube.
Sorry.
YouTube. And the Formula 2 children, bless them. So Formula 2, if you win the championship, you can't do Formula 1. I mean, you can't do Formula 2 again.
Okay.
Literally, you're out.
So if you don't have sponsors to get, or a seat to get into F1, then that's it.
And so they won't know who's the champion until December the 7th.
Oh, gosh.
Now, right now, the Formula 2 boys have got like a 6-week break.
Okay.
I think longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about an 8-week break.
8-week break, right.
Where they don't know where they're going to finish
Gosh.
in the championship.
Wild.
It's ridiculous. Just because some people have probably paid for the Formula 2 final round to be held in their track.
Yeah, for sure.
So I like sprint races. We're both sprint race fans.
Yes, definitely. Most definitely.
The World Rally Championship is in Central Europe. It's called the Central Europe.
Okay.
But it's actually just in Germany and Czechia.
Okay.
Do you say Czechia?
Chechnya.
Or Czech Republic?
I
thought they were different things.
No, I'd say Czech Republic. Yeah,
Well, apparently they're trying to encourage Czechia to be what we call it.
Right, yeah.
And that's really exciting because the 3 Toyota boys,
Yeah.
Ogier, Evans and Robin Perro, maybe Tanak's now outside Chance and Hyundai. It was the closest championship's been. Ogier's only done part-time. I mean, poor Elfin Evans, he's finished second about 5 times.
Yeah.
Last year we thought because Robin Perro went off to do his Porsches, this is Elfin's year.
Yeah.
And the Hyundais were
And it
quicker.
wasn't.
Hyundais beat him. This year, this is Elfin's year.
Yeah, it's not.
But then Ogier came back to a part-time.
Yeah.
And Ogier's now suddenly decided, having won a few, and got 2 points to the lead. Well, I might as well stay for the rest of the year.
Sure.
And win I think it's 8th. He's going to equal Loeb.
Do you get out and actually watch? Do you actually get to the events and watch some rally as well, Tiff? Or
no, rallying's a problem for me. How many rounds have they got? They've got 3 more to go.
Yeah.
Europe. Oh, yes. They're in Europe Central.
Yes.
Then they're in Japan. Guess where the last round
Is it in the desert?
Oh,
is it in the desert
Well,
by any
yes.
chance?
Gosh, how did you know
Oh, I
that?
judge you not. Just a wild guess. Those camels, they love a good bit of motorsport.
It's a problem sport to love to watch because it's amazing, right? When you watch a car go through corners and the whole thing, you go on board. And I mean, it's just the most talented,
for sure,
dangerous fact. But the problem is they're not racing.
No, it's racing against the clock.
Only way, all you do is you wait.
Of course,
until the clock stops.
Yeah.
And because the cars are a bit too technical,
yes,
reference Formula 1,
of course,
World Superbikes, all their diffs and
of course,
they don't get as sort of wide. They don't have to do Scandi flicks anymore.
No,
the car will turn in normally, almost like a race, and they don't get it too sideways because that's slow, and we all know that sideways is slow.
Of course,
and they got the grip. And so when you see them stage after stage on telly, they're all looking pretty identical.
But they do fly though. They do jump.
Yes, they all jump.
They do jump.
What I mean is you can't see one that's particularly better than another.
The other, of course.
They're all just brilliant.
Yeah, of course.
And then you wait for the time to go click.
Yeah, and then you know.
Yeah,
exactly. So that's
and then the camera goes in onto the names in the windows, you know that, and then the camera goes to the person being interviewed, and he goes down the window.
And if they have a supermodel girlfriend, it will go to them as well. Obviously,
the supermodel girlfriend, they don't go to the woods and
no,
mud.
they don't. No, they won't do that. The Louboutins don't do well in the snow.
So 3 rounds to go. So really exciting Central Europe rally this weekend.
Yeah.
Moto GPs are at Phillip Island, but of course the championships are settled almost.
They're quite happy because I'm not a MotoGP fan. I'm not a bike fan. I'll be honest. I can't do bikes. I've heard Phillip Island. Everyone seems to be quite excited about. Why is that?
Track. It's right down off Melbourne.
Okay.
You can drive onto it. It's a smallish island. It's just an epic circuit.
Is it?
Oh,
right.
Just top speeds, high speeds, lots of overtaking places. Of course, Marc Marquez has won the championship. I think the Moto 3 champion's been crowned. Moto 2 championship's still going down the line. They've got about 3 more rounds to go as well. So poor old Marc Marquez, instead of going to Australia to just celebrate this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful championship, they got 4 to go.
Bit more to do.
Malaysia, Portugal.
Yep.
Of course, motorbikes don't like sand, do they? So they finish in Valencia.
Okay. There we go. One that doesn't.
So NASCAR Talladega, baby, Talladega.
Yeah,
nice.
I'm
cold
keen.
beers.
I'm keen.
Get
for
it
this.
on record.
You've sold me.
You've got a Prime TV.
Prime TV. Okay, you've sold me on it. I'm super keen. Let's give it a watch.
It's just entertainment Sunday night.
Yeah, for sure.
For £5 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And just everyone says, "Oh, I've got to." That means I've got to sign up for. Well, you're a motorsport fan.
Yeah, you've got to do it.
You pay to go to a movie. You pay to have a pint.
100%.
You pay for your pleasure.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not paying for that. I'm not paying for that. It's not free.
Well, then what's the okay?
Actually, funny enough, IMSA's free on the they do it on the computer, just IMSA.com.
Okay, cool.
That's finished now for this year. Maybe they'll charge next year.
They will now that you said that. Doomed us.
Back home, we've got the British Superbike finale, which is pretty much Kyle Ryde's going to win it again. He's got quite a good points lead. Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit, wonderful, where they had that clash. Last year, that Kyle Ryde took the championship in the last lap.
Yeah.
But Bradley Ray, of course, is the one chasing him. So always worth British Superbikes. Great entertainment. There's something about 6 or 7 races. You don't just watch 2 or 3 races.
Yeah.
Brands Hatch, the place to go.
Yeah, it is.
We've been following the GB3 Championship, which is sort of the single-seater feeder series.
Okay.
And
So
they got their final rounds in Monza, Formula 3.
Formula 3, of
Formula
course.
3.
Yeah.
But this Australian Alex Ninovic has already won the championship, ahead of 2 more Australians, whose names I haven't written down and can't pronounce anyway.
Yeah.
Also got they've got like Hungarian international names.
Okay.
How do you
Yes.
describe a not obvious,
Not obvious name. International names is good. We'll coin that.
Yeah.
That would do.
So there's 3 Aussies in the championship, but our best Brit, Deegan Fairclough, who won the Autosport Awards last year.
Right.
He's 4th. He couldn't
4th.
get to 3rd.
Yeah.
And of course, we've been following that as well because Abby Pulling, who won the Formula 1 Academy,
Yeah.
her prize was to go into Formula 3, GB3, fully paid up. But it hasn't really worked out.
Hasn't
She's
happened.
12th at the moment. And this is the reality.
Yeah.
We've tried to, how do you as gently as possible point out
Yeah.
that we all want a female
Yes,
Formula
but
1
it just
driver.
hasn't happened yet.
And if one talented enough
Yeah.
turned up and was winning
Yeah,
GB3,
yeah.
she'd be escalated into
Oh,
Grand
the
Prix Cup.
marketing would be insane.
So
A
fast.
huge opportunity.
But
definitely.
because this Formula 1 Academy, they have this wonderful trip around the world.
Yeah.
She's on the podium winning every race, huge trophies, and
Yeah.
Wolfs and Lewis Hamilton all
Yeah.
applauding. And then you end up at Snetterton
Finishing 12th.
third, 12th.
Oh yeah, 12th.
in
There's
the
a girl.
glamours.
There's a girl that's in the Aston Martin Academy. I forget her surname. She's called Tia, and she's a local girl, and she was doing really well up and through the ranks, and then all of a sudden I just stopped hearing about her. So I'd like to see what she's doing now. I can't remember.
Isn't she married to an Aston Martin shareholder or something?
Poss-
Tia Fluid.
Possibly,
Is that
or she's
Tia?
a local girl to me. She's down in Devon, and
Anyway.
there was a big buzz around her.
So we're looking for. There's a Welsh girl out now I'm supporting.
Oh yes, that you mentioned last week.
Yes. Because she's feisty and she hasn't done karting. That's why I like.
Yes, because you say, well, you have to do karting,
Yeah.
but you
Oh
don't
yeah,
necessarily
you'll never
have
be a
to.
Grand Prix unless you do karting. What's her name? Anyway, the Welsh girl. You're
Yeah.
feisty.
2 thumbs up.
Looking good.
Let's go.
It's coming. Because the girl that's now won the F1 Academy nearly. Now there's 2 girls left, Dorian Pan and Hugh. I mean, she's been doing it for about 6 years. They always say, well, I can't win because I haven't done enough racing. But they are now.
Yeah.
What the truth is to everybody, that nobody's going to be a Grand Prix start unless the parents spend £2 million.
A lot of money. A lot of
Girl
money.
or boy,
Yes.
and the fact is that
Lot of money.
families will say, okay, we'll spend £2 million
Yeah.
on Hamilton, but we wouldn't spend £2 million on Helen because Helen's going to go pony club rising. So it's
Yeah.
just, if the parents, it's nothing to do with motorsport being sexist
But-
or motorsport not wanting women to win.
You did mention that this Welsh girl that you like, who we will put the name of, we'll put it in the edit, she did show jumping, didn't she?
Yes.
So she was a natural. So actually,
yeah.
if they want to do pony club and then go to the go-kart track,
Yes.
that's fine. You just need a lot of money to do it all.
But don't be put off with this, you have to go karting
No.
obsession.
No. Did you do karting?
No, it wasn't a
didn't?
thing in those days.
No.
Formula Ford.
Of course. Yeah.
So that's about it, really.
Can I ask you about some road car stuff now? Because I really want
God,
to.
we've got time for
Really
that,
want
haven't we?
to. I just want to ask
Well, we've
one
got a producer now.
I want to ask one question. Can I get a thumbs
This
up?
is my motorsport
I've got a
channel.
thumbs up from the
This
producer.
is my motorsport channel.
So I've never met you before.
No, that's
Okay,
true.
and you have been an idol of mine. We got that out of the
Very
way in our
kind
phone
of
call
you.
yesterday.
Very
But there is one, obviously being a YouTuber, YouTube is a big part of my life. There is one piece of content that is on YouTube that I deem to be the most important piece of automotive content to ever be filmed. And that was the LaFerrari, the P1 and the 918 at Portimao with Chris Harris. And you were there. You were in that. You were Paul Franchetti, you and Chris Harris were sideways like this. It was brilliant.
Sorry. Hold on a minute. Just wait.
Okay, all right, I'll wait.
You've forgotten something.
Oh, have I? Oh, the F1. Right. Okay. The F1 at Goodwood. The McLaren F1 at Goodwood. Yes. I do agree. I do agree. No, I do. No. I understand what you're saying. I do. Can we recreate that? I think we need to recreate that, Tiff. It was Goodwood, wasn't it? If I remember.
Is that a LaFerrari?
No, it's an Enzo.
No.
That's an Enzo over there.
Well, we'll bring it into the story.
Let's do it. I have that same model. I have the same model as Tiff Needell. That's cool. Mine's got less dust on it.
So the Hypercar trilogy, it
Yes,
was.
please.
But Chris created that. You see, I'd have to give all the compliments to Chris. Chris made that happen, and he's so industrious. The effort. I mean, what he did when he was doing Chris Harris on cars, just with him and his cameraman.
Nilo Kerry, yeah.
And he was so lucky. Neil must have massive credit because they made,
They did.
YouTubing
Huge.
editing their own stuff, week after week, and getting stuff out. And Chris, drifts better than any of us now.
I don't know. You gave him a good run for his money in the LaFerrari, Tiff. We'll input a clip. We will.
But he created that setup and invited me down to join them, and it just was so good. But it was quite funny because the funny things, they were all hybrids, weren't they?
Yeah, they were, absolutely. The first of, really.
So, of course, after 3 laps, they would run out. A bit like Formula 1 cars, halfway down the straight. So, no, you can't go quick.
Trickle down F1 technology.
So, every time we drove one car, when we switched the other one, the technicians for the Ferrari or the Porsche or the McLaren were driving around the car park behind the
charging
pits,
it up?
Charging it
No
up.
way! That's brilliant.
But what annoyed me at the end, and you watch the end, right?
Yeah.
Harris says, which car would you pick?
Yeah, well, Franchetti said the Porsche.
I started.
You said the LaFerrari.
No, Franchetti, he didn't say that.
Did he not?
No.
Oh.
Concentrate on the end next time.
Okay,
Right,
I will.
I know the sliding's good.
It is good.
So I said the Ferrari.
Yes, you did.
Because I said
You
it was
said
more
Ferrari.
naturally aspirated. I like the driving position, I like the seating, I
Yep.
like the handling.
And it's the prettiest.
And it's a Ferrari.
Exactly.
Look, we're going now. The thingy.
Franchetti.
Why
Yes,
can I
Franchetti.
forget? See, names, it's the age. I tell you, it's a bad thing. Franchetti said all of them.
Oh, he did. You're
All
right.
of
Because
them.
he had someone
What
who said,
a-
I need to have all of
Because
them.
father-in-law, well, Daddy owns all of
Oh,
them.
yeah, of course. Yeah, of
If you
course.
don't know Nick Mason,
Nick Mason, yes.
it's his father-in-law.
Yeah. And
So what a cop-out.
I know.
All of them.
What did Chris say? Chris said
He said
he won.
the last one I drove.
Oh, which was?
I think he was in the McLaren, wasn't he?
It was the P1 because he was in the. It was
But
the.
he didn't say the name.
No.
But he could have driven between the last take and the.
Yeah, so
conclude.
we
He
don't
could
know.
have driven something else.
So we don't
couldn't
know.
he? Yeah, it could have been a taxi.
We
car.
just don't know.
But the annoying thing about the McLaren was that they wouldn't allow it to be run
Without the Trofeo R tyres, which is the whole.
without the ride height.
Yeah, reduced into.
So it wasn't
yeah.
a road car anymore.
No.
That
was the.
really annoyed me.
It was the whole thing, but they couldn't agree on the track. They couldn't agree on the Trofeo R tyres. They couldn't agree on anything. And Chris, credit to him.
Well, who couldn't agree on the track?
Well, the manufacturers. That was why it couldn't
didn't know
happen
that.
initially. Yeah, they couldn't agree on where to do it. They
Oh,
couldn't agree on the.
God.
And Chris, credit to him, he did put it together.
Well, he
but
bought the tyres, didn't he? I think he went and bought tyres.
they
at
did.
the
They had to
local
get.
garage.
They had to get them all fitted at the local garage.
Yeah.
But I was informed that our Mr. Paul Woodman, he actually did get the 3 hypercars together on a film about 2 weeks before Chris Harris did, which I wasn't aware of. So we've got to give some credit to Paul as well. And he had a Bugatti in it and something else as well. So everyone go and find that video.
Does producer know anything about this? I've never heard about
This
Does
is what
the
Paul
producer
told
know
me on the
something?
phone yesterday. So if it's wrong,
Paul told you. That was,
maybe it was actually just to cater him.
It was an epic day, but
Yeah.
the Sam, we didn't actually get as many shots at the end that we wanted to. There were some bigger skid shots
Really?
planned, but
No
there was a
way.
slight failure on
But
one
you
of the
two
three.
you two were
Oh, that
close.
was epic.
You
It
really
was
did really.
wonderful,
It was
wonderful day.
amazing.
I didn't really like that Porsche. I didn't get another Porsche at all.
No, is it because it just wasn't moving around?
I didn't
Obviously,
have
it's
a driving
it was the
position.
only
It was a bit sort of short.
the only 4-wheel drive one there, wasn't it? It was
Well, that's a
Porsche.
reason to ban it for starters.
Well,
not
true.
Really.
That's very true. Because you
Wasting
hate
your time.
both. You hate four.
Land
I remember Vicky.
Do you like a Land Rover Discovery? A Landy? Are you a Landy boy?
I've
as
pulled
well?
up here and here in a Range Rover, but it's only I know, but it's because we're moving house at the moment, so I've got to cram it full of stuff. So
Well, do you have another choice then of vehicle?
I actually have a car that something really really awesome that I want to tell you about. I have a 2004 6 Series. Just hold judgment.
6
Series 2004 6.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a 645
Yeah, that's good.
manual.
Well, that's perfect. A bit big.
A little bit big, but they barely made any of them. So once the car's having the valve stem stills done at the moment, but once it's ready,
expensive.
oh, don't even get me started. The engine is still out of the car, but once it's ready, I would really love to come and bring it up here and get you to give it a drive if you'd be interested. Yeah, considering you're a BMW man,
Well, yes, somebody.
you know, naturally
That's a
aspirated
3
V8
Series, yeah.
manual.
Well, I haven't got a V8. I've got a manual.
No, but I will bring you one.
Okay.
All right, yeah, that's a good, excellent.
Are you called Hamilton because you like Lewis Hamilton?
No, that is my first name. I did ask my parents why I'm called Hamilton, but they were quite drunk in the 90s and they can't remember. I'm afraid. That is the honest. That is the honest truth.
Isn't Hamilton a romantic character in some famous old play?
There's some play, isn't there? I think, but obviously, you know, I do like the namesake. And when I was at British
Lord
Touring
Nelson or something. Was he a Hamilton?
I don't
can't
know.
remember. We're
Well,
waffling now. What's the producer? Now we've got producers who just keep going till he cuts or something.
Also, we want to give credit to Nick Fox, who's literally been holding one of the other cameras now for this entire duration, so his hands must be killing him at this point. So,
Say goodbye to that camera. See you next week.
see you guys.
Maybe
what a
see
pleasure.
him. Don't know where Paul is. Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
YouTubers, but it's done all right, I suppose. Pass the audition. Cheers.
Bye.